Why are most estate agents invisible on social media and they don't even know it? Today, I'm joined by Ian Wilkinson, who is the boss man of Agent MXM, a self-employed estate agency model from Manchester. Ian, thanks for joining me today. Before we switch the cameras on, you said to me, most estate agents are really rubbish at their social media. They're totally invisible and they probably don't even know it. Why is that? Talk to me.
Yeah, let's get into it. So on social media, I think that agents can be guilty of just having this grid of the same thing posted a million times over.
What, listing, look at me, meet the team.
In most cases, yeah, but I think that, and even the ones that are changing the content up a little bit, I think they miss a trick slightly because they're not engaging with anybody else. People, I think, are going on social media just to post and then coming off social media again. That's a 1 minute task to post a house on social media and come back off it again. I think there's so much more value in posting, in going on 10-20 minutes either side of your post to like, comment, add stuff to your story of what other people are doing locally to really start to ingratiate yourself in your community.
Well, let's go there in a second. Let's bring it back. I have the unenviable task of analysing a different town's estate agent's social media every week when I do my prop show. And the vast majority of estate agents is listing, meet the team, look what we've sold. Why aren't estate agents, why do you think estate agents think that's sufficient? Because to my eyes, that just looks like a cheap right move, a poor man's right move.
A poor man's right move. It can be, you can show some authority by posting your listings and just sold, of course, there's some elements of that, but I think that that
you've done your job?
Yeah, it's the sort of short-term social proof, I guess. I understand why people do that. But the reality of it, I think the long game in social media that maybe agents are missing by, if you're just posting those listings, unless somebody's in the market right now on that road that wants to sell, then that's just gone. Whereas if you're starting to build other things in there, like looking on behalf of buyers or some information about the price in the local area, I think that's when people start to pay attention because it starts to mean more, even if you're not selling right at that very moment.
Okay, so what other content should they be posting? Give me some ideas of what content they should be posting, and then we'll come on and talk about this thing about liking and commenting other stuff in a second.
So there's various things that you can be posting. I think that area commentary about their local area. I think once a month posting about what's going on in that local area, just a collation of everything that's there. I think that posting to show that you're proactive or to get the people into the market that aren't in the market at the moment. I believe everything's for sale all the time. I think that most people would move under certain circumstances. So there's ideas like posting, trying to attract buyers, and then once you're attracting the buyers, then using those to find sellers, so finding off-market properties. And then, of course, once you've got those properties, it reverses, the fish catches the worm, that those properties then attract buyers, and you've got this VIP buyers list. So you can start to build this database of people who aren't ready right now to sign the papers, but over the next six months or a year, you're gonna have these people that you've been in contact with, or you can do off-market viewings. So I think that does start to build your credibility.
So talk to me about this. That does sound very good, by the way. Talk to me about this liking and commenting on other posts. I mean, most estate agents haven't got time to post their listings, let alone spend 20 minutes either side liking and commenting something about a cake store or Women's Institute meeting.
I think it's really important, and I think actually that's where relationships start to be built with people in your community, because just by liking somebody's post, and bearing in mind we're talking about small businesses in your area, and they might post that might get 4 likes and 2 of them are the people that work there. So these businesses in a lot of cases are getting relatively low engagement. If you're the person that's liking that post of the local business, whatever it is, that's commenting on it, great idea, looks great, all these type of things, it starts to form these layers of relationships and put you in the front of people's minds.
I have to completely agree with you on that one. In fact, I would go even further and say, to increase the engagement and therefore the know, like and trust, you could always ask a question back to the person who's posting, because then not only do they've got a like and a comment, but then they have to reply back, and it's amazing what people will do. Wow, this person's asked me a question.
Absolutely. You're showing interest in their business, and it's all great visibility for you because you are taking part in these conversations. and they'll mention it again. On any social media, you get likes and comments. If someone comments and replies to it, you like it, and you as the person that's posted it want to engage with them a bit more.
I suppose it's all about this psychology of familiarity, isn't it? That you just keep turning up. I mean, where should people be doing this? Should they be individually going to firms or stuff like local Facebook groups or both?
I think depending on the medium. So Facebook, yeah, I agree. Like community groups, commenting, sharing things in those groups. I think that Facebook is built to be a community, isn't it? Instagram slightly more visual, so people are posting sort of carousels or videos. So that is slightly more, just a comment, just a like, adding it to your story. So slightly different tactics for different mediums, I guess.
I wholeheartedly, I think local groups are absolutely brilliant because the only people that join, say you're from South Manchester, so say Stockport, the only people that join Stockport Facebook groups are people from Stockport, and 100% of Stockport homeowners live in Stockport. So another website, I don't know if you've come across it, is Nextdoor.
Yeah, I've seen that. I get plenty of notifications off them, to be fair. They're not shy of sending you information, are they?
Yeah, so why don't you post stuff in there? Just an idea.
Yeah, I think the only thing for me with that next door is literally I get bombarded with stuff, so it gets lost in there.
Okay, so but you can always switch it down in terms of you can have a one a day email.
Yeah.
Just a thought. I suppose it's all about building this personal brand, but have you had much success from that? And was it a quick one?
The answer is I have had success from it, and it's not a quick one. Of course, there's the odd post where it lands at the right time and somebody messages you saying, "Hey, I've seen this post. I want to do this." But in reality, it's just building these layers, and we talk about it as building a library. So you might post the first post that gets 2 likes. That's it. Hardly any views, and that might happen for the next however many posts. But you're just
Months
building
often.
months, yeah, it's a long time. And then, but you're building this library. So when you come into people's sort of sphere, when they start to be aware of you as an agent, then they do scroll back through. It's like Instagram's almost like Google for people. The starting point to find out about a business is social media, I think. So they then scroll back through and they see those early posts about, the spring market, or this is how I would add this value to the house. So I think that to not be disheartened by those early posts that just don't get much traction, because it just builds and builds and builds and builds.
It's the classic short. The shortcut is the long game, and patience is everything, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, there's the odd quick win post where someone replies to it, but in reality, it's over time.
Ian, have you ever had a wobble where you think, is it worth me doing this?
Yeah, because because it's such a long-term game, and you might not see any direct results from it for long periods of time. Of course, you think, why am I taking half an hour of my day when I could be doing all these millions of other things to post on social media to be seen by 3 or 4 people? So yeah, of course, it's something you've just got to try and stay the course with.
What do you? I mean, but there's plenty of people that give up. What gives you the ability to keep carrying on?
To be fair, I think once you get some sort of result from it, as in somebody inboxing you, somebody messaging you,
Yeah,
just
but
that
that
one.
could be months away, couldn't it?
Yeah, and that can happen earlier, sooner or later. But in reality, you have to expect to get nothing from it for a long time. But I think that people do start to notice it, and even if they're not reacting to it, people do start to notice it. And when you go on to meet people, when you meet people on valuations, and obviously if you're starting to educate them, at the early stage of it, check out my Instagram, have a look at what we're doing. People do start to see it, and I think it does start to build. So I think that it's just a case of keep on going with it. And if in doubt, look at some of the top accounts on social media. Look at the likes of Grant Bates' social media account, who's hundreds of thousands of views on all of his posts. But I think he himself said like his first post got hardly anything, and they were sort of shaky videos. So
Completely agree with you. I teach and guide estate agents on all this, and the shortcut is the long game. Put out great content which is of interest. Work out who your audience is. Post where their eyeballs are. Post that's interest. Get your kicks from the post, not from the likes. Play the long game, and you'll win.
absolutely,
Thank you for your time today, Ian.
no problem.